Welcome back to the Flavorful Life podcast.
Welcome, everybody. Good to see you.
We're so happy you're here. I cannot wait for this next episode. It's going to be awesome.
Totally.
I like your shirt, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you. Lost a bet with one of my friends. I took Brooke. We were right behind the Coyotes bench. We were watching the Canucks. Canucks annihilated, as usual. It's funny.
Well, this year, but they weren't as good last year.
No, they weren't. Yeah, that's why I'm more happy. That's why I'm more positive. But
I know things about hockey.
We were at the game, and then a couple rows behind us, someone threw a hot dog onto the ice.
Oh.
I don't think you saw it, like, if you were watching at home, but, like, we saw it. It was actually kind of funny. And then you could see me in my purple shirt because I lost the bet to my friend. I had to wear it to the game, right? So you see me, the hot dog's right over my head. That was pretty funny.
It was kind of funny because we were cheering on the Canucks and you were wearing that shirt. And we actually...
Canucks score. I'm all happy. And everyone's like, what?
You're They were actually giving you some frowns. Like we had some friends, that were also at the game, and we met with them during the game, and they were looking at you like, what's this?
Traitor.
You're a traitor.
Well, hey, it's a great shirt. Like everyone that sees me in it, hey, nice shirt. Where'd you get that?
Yeah, you don't see a lot of people wear purple,
well,
so it pops.
That's a beautiful shirt as well.
Oh, thank you.
See the baby as well.
It's getting a little bit. I have to wear a tank top underneath
because a little short.
It's getting a little short. That's the struggle with being pregnant. Everything's getting short, and it's like, come on. But thankfully, I am getting some more longer sweaters that can cover the bump. But I love having a bump. It's so fun.
It is nice. Yeah.
It's so fun.
You even said that before you were pregnant. You thought you would look good pregnant, and other people thought the same thing. I totally agree. Yeah.
It's so random. I remember in high school, there was a couple girls that were like, you would look really cute pregnant. And I'm like, what? I'm like, that's so random to say. But I'm like, when you're in high school, you're not even, well, at least for me, you're not even thinking about, I'm like, that's not until I'm like 30 or wait, I didn't think we'd be starting a family.
No.
I shouldn't say at all, but.
We were talking about and praying about it, but yeah, certainly the timing is beautiful.
I think I meant to say I didn't think we'd want to start as early as we did because I don't know why. I just had envisioned maybe like late 20s, but I was like, you know what? Like, why not? Like, why wait? Let's start like earlier because, it's fun being young parents and all that. And there's never the perfect time to start a family, even though I'm in school wrapping up my degree in like a week and work.
What a time.
I think you can do both in life, have great relationships and have a great career at the same time. Obviously, you have to put a focus into one area or the other in certain areas of your life. Like sometimes you do really have to focus on your career and sometimes your relationships, you're not seeing them as much. But I think it's great I don't like to use the word balance, but it's not good to completely disregard your relationships when you're building your career. I think that's something that I've had to learn because there was, especially last year, I was so just hustling, trying to build this business. I wanted it so bad to succeed that sometimes I didn't make as much effort with some of my relationships, but honestly, I don't want that to be the case going forward.
Absolutely. Yeah, and you got to structure your days, right?
You do.
Follow your calendar, right? We know when we're filming our podcast. We know when we're going to edit. And then, obviously leaving room for client work and partnerships and all the stuff that we're doing. And obviously, certain time of the day, family time, music time, chill.
Yeah.
Structure your life, people.
Absolutely. And this is actually very relevant to our to today's episode. So in today's episode, we are going to talk about things that we've learned in our marriage and running a business together, as entrepreneurs.
It's rare.
It is.
Not many people that I know within my network that do this. There's certainly a few, but it's a story that we want to share and promote. And there's probably people watching this as well. Your husband and wife, you want to do something together, or maybe you're the wife and that the husband will be good on camera, but the husband is no. Right.
Yeah. And that's okay too. Sometimes
we've seen that story. Yeah, it's okay. But
sometimes one partner doesn't necessarily want to be the forefront of the business, and that's totally fine. You have your roles and all that stuff.
But seeing some of these couple podcasts, it's pretty cool, right? Because they get each other, right? They're best friends. They love each other, right? So it's pretty.
Am I your best friend?
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, stop
Absolutely.
it. Oh, stop it.
I'll leave it at that. But no, it's it's neat the position we're in, and yeah, looking forward to sharing our insights with you guys.
Absolutely. And also Jordan and I, to give you context, we've been married for about 3 years now.
3.5 almost,
yeah. So yeah, we definitely have some experience with being married, and we dated for 5 years prior. But yeah, we don't want to come across as we know all the answers, or like we're the
still learning.
Yeah, we're the experts in marriage, type of thing. I don't think you ever become a full expert, because you honestly, I learn new things about marriage and business every single day.
I totally agree.
So yeah, I just thought I'd share that. And we want this episode to also be like vulnerable as well. Like, we don't want to just share only the pretty things. We also want to share like maybe some things that we've learned about maybe some of the struggles that we've faced and how we've overcame that as well. So yeah, let's get into this.
Let's do it. Let's get into the juicy stuff.
Okay, so I think that I guess I can start this one, and I'll pass it on to you after. But one thing that I've really learned about marriage and running a business together has really been, number one, trusting each other.
Yeah.
This one was huge because I actually started Brooklyn Social by myself at the beginning 2 years ago. And it was almost like my little baby. I was kind of the one doing a lot of the things. Jordan helped me a lot during that time, but he was also working at another job at the time. And I was doing Brooklyn Social on the side, so it was kind of like my little baby. And then this year we decided that we wanted to go all into the business, and Jordan wanted to join, and I had to learn how to trust him. And I already did. I already trusted you so much, but whenever
it's a tough interview process.
It was a tough interview process. I made sure to ask him the hardest questions. Oh man!
To bring the resume, I had to dust that off. Can you remind me? What's your experience here? How are you qualified? What's your why?
Why do you want to do this? Why? I'm totally kidding, but excuse me. If you hear me have a little bit of a rasp, it's because I have actually a cold right now.
That's
and
right.
It's always when I go to a big event. The last one was at Morgan Wallen concert. That was amazing. And this one I think was because I went to a business event. But you can get a cold from anywhere, so it's all good.
It's cold season. It's cold up here in Vancouver.
Exactly. But yeah, I think the biggest thing that I learned was just trusting Jordan right from the get-go. Because yeah, the main tasks just trusting him with doing tasks. And also the thing about it is, I know that Jordan's going to do a lot of things better than even I can. So I think as a leader, as both of us are leaders in this business, we're both co-founders of this business, we've had to learn to trust each other and be like, you got this, to let go of the control, because there have been times where it's like, it can be hard initially to be like, are you okay with doing this? And it's just like, yeah, no, they're good. Trust your partner. And anything to add to that?
Well, early on in the business as well, like with me coming on, like I shared in one of our recent episodes, I've been through quite a bit, within past organizations, and trying to find the right fit after, my half-decade long career in an ag tech company. And it was certainly, quite a bit of time to try to find, the next right thing. And I took that Christmas break in
2022, I think.
2022, yeah, that's when it was.
That was an interesting time of our life.
It was. So, trying to find that, next, gig and
even for me as well.
Yeah, did a couple of odd things, and then went to, Brooklyn Social. Again, had to apply. And it really worked out in just finding our niche.
Apply on Indeed.
Right? Yeah, exactly. Yeah, Brooke had a post out there. Hey, anyone know? And then I'm right there. I'm ready to apply. Oh no, we're gonna see other qualified people first. No, it's early days was who's gonna do social, the web, right, video, it's just all that stuff, right? We have a nice little niche going on here for sure.
No,
know
absolutely.
What to do, and there is certainly trust. My desk is here. Your desk is here, right? Put some music on, have a nice time together, and just enjoy, the camaraderie with with your significant other or business partner or whatever. Obviously, being in the office is great. We work from home, so it's really good just to have someone else there.
No, absolutely. It's such a blessing, and never thought that this would ever happen. Like us, no. I shouldn't say ever, but I didn't think it would happen as soon as it did, because whenever you were working at your previous company at Quebec, I thought that was it. Like you were going to do that for like a long, long time. I think we both thought that. But then sometimes life changes, and you got to pivot. And that's the big thing that we've learned in our business is you got to pivot fast, and you got to adjust, right?
You do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the next thing that what's something that you've learned about marriage and running a business?
Oh man, there's so many. I mean, we have a couple notes here, but the first one was trust. Yeah, certainly communication is going to be big, right?
Yeah.
Just in your relationship in general, it doesn't have to be during business hours. You got to communicate, right? Communicate about finances. Communicate about what you're going to be doing. Scheduling, like we have a shared Google Calendar and everything.
It's so funny, our relationship. It's turned into it actually is a good thing. Like whenever we have something that we're doing, we just automatically will invite the other person to a Google Calendar.
Well, especially because of the Christmas season. Like I have a bunch of Christmas concerts with Kick Drive. And so we're all around town, and obviously we have family coming at the end of December as well. Yeah. So it's just going to be a busy time. So we just kind of remind ourselves. And so Brooke invites me or vice versa, and it's just in our calendar, right? It's just healthy, and for a lot of business people watching this podcast right now, you'll get it, right? It's in the calendar. You know what to do. You know where to go, right? For other people that just don't have anything organized, I'm just not that person. I've kind of just built up an organization internally, and I just want to make sure that we're organized as well. So communication is just so big.
It's huge.
Obviously written is what we're just talking about with the calendar, but verbal, you just gotta clear the air about a lot of things, right? And if you do that, then there's more trust. To Brooke's point earlier, so it's a lot of communication focus for us, especially with this business. Right, for me coming in new, how do you, wrap your brain about how to tell, other people's about what we do, right? So Brooke telling me what has she been doing, and then I come in with my thoughts. So communication is just so big in business and relational.
Yeah, and that was the biggest thing that was surprising to me when we started working together. Was I'm trying to explain, or trying to think of a way to explain it. It was I was used to kind of doing things, on my own in the business, and then having someone else come in. It was a little bit of an adjustment for me. I'm not going to lie, in a good way. And also, it was also a bit of just a learning curve for me, because he needs to understand what I'm doing as well. So again, that takes me having to communicate what I'm doing and making sure that we're on the same, we're going in the same path. And we're both accomplishing what we need to accomplish, as we are a small business. And right now it's just the two of us. So we need to make sure we're getting the right tasks done at the right time. And I think the biggest thing that I've learned is, just don't overthink it as well. Like when you understand what you want to do, just go and just do it, The
next one would be, asking for help. Yeah. Asking for help from Brooke. Like what has she been doing, and how do I come in and, try to help elevate this business, helping our clients elevate. So don't be afraid to ask for help as well, right?
Yeah, and I think that's something that I had to learn as well, is like asking more for help, even with Jordan, because again, like there's so many things that you do even better than me, and vice versa. Like we have our strengths. And really leading into that, like, hey, I really need help. And just with this season of my life, being pregnant and just having school as well, like there's been times where I would be like, I need to do this on my own, or I'd be so frustrated, like because I felt like I was hitting a roadblock, and Jordan's like, let me help you. And there's been times where I'm like, no, I got this, like let me just get this thing done. And I had to really just give myself a reality check, like, Brooke, like let him help you, go rest, or go, it's okay. You're not weak. You're not. And that's something I've had to really adjust or really think about is I'm not weak right now. I'm strong. Even though this pregnancy makes me sometimes feel weak.
So Brooke's been sleeping more, right? She's been, consuming more food. The most I've seen. So she needs to do that stuff just to feel good, right? Not saying she's a pig eating all this food.
I do eat a lot of food. You have to.
You need to. You know, there's pregnant people watching this right now, and Brooks.
You understand.
Brooks been watching other podcasts and other YouTube channels about just feeling good throughout the day, and Brooke, take your nap. She even just goes and naps.
I don't even tell him. I just say, I just go and take a 15-minute nap because I can feel it. I'm just like, and that's something as well. Like a big tip is if you work from home, I know like if you're working out like at the office, you sometimes can't do that as easily. But even if you just tell your boss, hey, I just need to step out for just 10 minutes, go for a little walk. I remember I used to do that when I worked at an office. I'd literally just get up and go for a walk. Yeah.
I remember at my dad's company, I won't say the employee or the company in general, but one of Dad's past gigs, I remember I was like 5 or 6. I walk into the business place, or what's the right word? Office. It's kind of like a warehouse office or whatever it was. But walk in there, and then I see this little room. It's a little quiet room. It's a little sleeping room. This is in the afternoon. I'm going there.
Yeah.
Look to my left. Someone's asleep, and it's 1 o'clock. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
But yeah, you do need those little times to shut.
Yeah, just shut your eyes, even if it's for a minute.
Focus, right? You'll kind of decompress. You just need those, right?
You do need it.
And I remember in one of my last companies as well, with the business and speech coach, he was very animated about your breathing and just letting your whole body relax. So if you can see me on the camera today, you're right. Shoulders are down.
Yeah, you've always been really good at that.
Your back, right? Relax, right? So just stuff like that. Even throughout the day, some deep breaths. I listen to Brooke. Sometimes she does a deep breath. I think I think something's going on, but no, it's just she's trying to decompress. So you need to.
Yeah, and yeah, to be vulnerable here, I actually last year or just in years past, I used to struggle a bit with.
You hear that? See, ambulance. They're
coming
to save. They're coming to save someone.
They're coming to
decompress someone, right? So.
Yeah.
The hospital's just down the road for Brooke, even for the pregnancy. So we're
I'm close
we're
by.
ready to go. The bag's packed in the car.
I'm close by. Oh my gosh.
What were we gonna say year?
I wanted to just add a little bit of raw and real things that I've gone through. So last year, growing the business, I struggled a bit with, or shouldn't say a bit, quite heavily with anxiety, and I had to learn how to relax, and I studied ways on how can I integrate healthy habits as an entrepreneur, because last year I felt like I didn't have healthy habits. I'd be working till like 10 or midnight, post editing videos. I had not very good boundaries when it came to like when I was done work, and I guess that leads me to our next point is like if you run a business and if you're doing it with your family member or your partner or whatnot, having an end time is so important. Like whether it's 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. Like obviously, as an entrepreneur, you can keep working till the cows come home, till you're midnight.
Start early, end late, vice versa. Yeah, lots of flexibility.
But yeah, having an end time for when you work is a huge thing.
Huge.
Because if you want to have a healthy marriage, and that's something we've had to learn, is if we want to have quality time together, we got to know when we're going to be done work. Because if every day you're working till 10 p.m. at night, you're going to be fried. And like we've experienced that. Like we'll be working so late, and then it's like, okay, you have no quality time together, and that's not good. So we've had to learn to be okay. Okay, I got my task done. I'll finish the rest tomorrow, and that's okay. So I think anything you can add to that?
Well, I remember we did a funny makeup video a couple years ago. Oakley and I, Brooke's sister's boyfriend, and I, we put makeup on Brooke, and Oakley put makeup on Summer. So the man is putting the makeup on the lady. That was a funny video, and I remember it was funny. It just came to me, but I remember saying, I'm sure heard it from Dad or someone else. But the artist has to put down their pen sometimes, right? So it's kind of the same thing. Like you do gotta know when, it's unfinished or you know where to pick it up, right? So for me, tactfully, I leave the document open on my laptop, right? I have that video file open, right? It's ready to be worked on tomorrow, right? You don't have to go and open everything again, right?
Yeah, that's a good tip.
Everything's just nice and open, right? Just organize yourself, right? But, and we were talking about calendars earlier, right? You need that to know, hey, I do have to leave the house by 6 to get it to band practice or to get to the game or something at 7. So
scheduling is huge.
Knowing when to do that, and certainly business before pleasure. I remember Mom and Dad taught me that, as a young age, right? And I remember the biggest example is, you got to vacuum the house. I think it was like once a week or whatever it was, before you can go out and play hockey or before you can go play video games or hang out with friends, right? So get that stuff done and then go and enjoy that. But for our busy lives, like, we do have to get to places. So for us, knowing when to stop, hang out with family, get to that appointment or get to that function, just you're dominating and you're ruling your time.
Yeah, absolutely.
Time mastery is one of our clients say.
Yes, time mastery, and you can't just be so only focused on your business and then disregard your house and disregard your family. That's why
your body, everything,
and body, right? Because that's what happens sometimes is when you're an entrepreneur, you're so focused that you sometimes, and there are seasons where you do have to focus more. You can delegate those things, like you can get your Instacart delivered or get someone to.
Oh, that's been a game changer.
Yeah.
Oh man, Instacart helping that. Oh yeah, because going. Yeah. Oh yeah. So here's another good tip. So mom got onto Instacart and told us about it. So how
it's so
I'm sure a lot of people listening and watching to this. Costco, right? Trying to find that stupid parking spot. Trying to get the card. Getting in there. Oh, I forgot my ID. Oh, like all that little stuff, right?
So much work.
Yeah. So that time of finding this, especially during Christmas, especially that's coming up, man. Instacart, get ready for our orders. We're not going to the store. Instacart will go and find the parking spot. Yeah. Find the food. Get the food, deliver it to us, and we could be recording another podcast. We could be doing work, right? We could be going out for a walk or whatever, and they'll do that for us. So find those little ways that can really reduce your time, whether that's AI even for editing videos or for writing scripts, copyright, whatever it is. Try to level up your life and just save time and find time for those really important things, right? Relational or just exercise, decompressing,
yeah, absolutely.
We can go we'll do another podcast, I'm sure, on more in-depth stuff, but that's kind of a
like how do you free up your time, and that's something that we're actually trying to get every day try to get better at, like how do we get more time back. And I think that's the big question when you're an entrepreneur, because you're kind of doing all the things of when you're starting out, but long term it's just not sustainable. You gotta trust other people, and eventually we will have to delegate more to other people so that we can be the best leaders that we can be to grow this business. And I'm excited for that.
Well, another one here as well. What we've learned just working together, and even just over our marriage. Going on mini dates. Mm-hmm. Mini dates, whether it's walking to a restaurant, driving to a restaurant, going to a game, not hanging out with family. This is just Brooke and I like dates, right? It's not really a date if you have the brother in the back seat or if you have mom with you as well. Spending time with each other, right? That's going to be big, right? And not talking about work. I think that's a big thing as well, because we do work every day, all day, and then we bring that sometimes into nighttime as well.
Totally.
On the date, try to talk about something different, right? As well, think about the future. Try to get excited about the future. Yeah. So those would be little things that really go a long way as well, right? Because getting out of work mode, it's tough sometimes because it's just easy to talk about work.
True.
Even with our clients, recently we were at an event and we're at the restaurant table. We're kind of just talking about work, right? Yeah. So you do kind of have to flip the script and talk about life, talk about family.
Yeah,
right?
It's not even just like if you're. If you have if you're in a marriage or if you have a partner, it's also like if you're working with a family member or you're working with your colleagues, like maybe try asking them things that are outside of work to really get to know them. And that's something that we've had to learn as well. Like,
you'll feel comfortable talking about work because it's easy, because it's a common subject, but talk about something different, right? Just to get to know them even more. And now there's even more trust. You can really find that ground.
Totally.
So, that's certainly a big thing that we've that we've certainly learned. And we live in a great neighborhood, beautiful walking, right? We're in Vancouver, arguably the most beautiful city in the world. So, yeah, just utilizing the landscape here to just have some fun. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Wrap this up, Brooke. We have one really good one.
You do?
And that's the last one. Oh, over to you. Well, I kind of talked about it.
You kind of talked about it.
I think, did I give it away?
I think you gave it away.
I might have given it away. That's hilarious. I wasn't even looking at the notes.
You weren't even looking at the notes. I'm just kidding. Yeah, I think the biggest thing that I've had to learn, and like I think whenever you're running a business together, sometimes things don't always go successfully. Like you're gonna have hard days, and we've definitely had our hard days, like where things go sideways. This thing happens. Like sometimes things just happen out of left field and you're like, what the heck? And it can throw off your entire day. So one thing that I've had to learn is I need to work on myself internally. Like I need to work on being the best leader. We both do. We're both leaders. Like we both need to work on each other first before we can have a healthy marriage. Because if I show up to the office or show up to our office, which is in our house, you know, in a bad mood, or which, you know, it can happen sometimes, and I'm not going to deny that. But if I showed up with a bad mood, like how is that going to set the tone for the day? Like that's not going to be a good day. So I've had to learn, bring the joy, especially as an entrepreneur, like bring that energy. You have to summon it sometimes, because there's days where I'm like, I got nothing left in the tank. Like I literally have I have no energy.
Well, especially these days, yeah.
Yeah.
Pregnancy, other stuff you're doing, yeah.
Yeah, but I think we've both had to learn, like, we're leaders. We need to lead, you know. What does a leader do? They're energetic. They're excited. They're happy, even when things are not always going successfully. But I think that's been a really a big help for me.
Yeah.
In how I can be the best for you as your wife, you know.
Yeah. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah, just recognizing where you're at in life, your energy throughout the day.
Self-awareness.
Yeah. You just gotta always you gotta always be on, right? But once you get behind the scenes, right, you're behind the curtain, right? You're off stage, right? Now you can kind of decompress. You need that time as well, right? You know, just to kind of shut her down and, you know, have a little bit of a breather. But, you know, in a relationship, you kind of always gotta, you know, just find that common ground. Communicate, like we're just to kind of recap: communication, trust, going on walks, having in time for work, going on dates, try to not talk about business 24/7.
Yeah.
In our case, yeah, all that stuff. That's what we've learned, and it's gone pretty well.
Absolutely. And I think the last thing I just want to add is, I think you and I do a really good job at adding humor throughout the day. Like I'm not kidding. I almost feel like we should record ourselves like while we work, and because I'm like, I'll be working sometimes and I'll genuinely start like laughing at him about something, not making fun of him, but like, or he'll laugh at me, or we'll laugh about something, and then we just literally start having a laugh attack, and it's
pretty funny.
It's actually so great. It makes the day like so much brighter, and I think just not taking everything so seriously. Like even if things go like not as planned, just kind of laugh about it. Not obviously there's certain things that are serious, but it's like, you know, not everything needs to be so serious. Like laugh it off.
We like to have fun. Yeah.
We like to laugh. Absolutely. You're a funny guy, so
well,
there's a lot to laugh at.
No, there is.
Kidding.
No, there is. Even
at me, there's a lot to make fun of there too.
Absolutely. Well, thanks everybody for listening. That was really, really good. If you want to learn more about digital marketing, social media management, if you want coaching from us, let us know. Connect with us. Book a call. Looking forward to just understanding where you're at in your business and in life. And if anything we can do to help, get in contact. So check out brooklynsocial.co. Check out our website. All our services are there. And DM us, right? We'd love to get into contact with you. If you love this podcast, give it a share. Give it a thumbs up. Give it a like, comment, whatever. We love doing this. And hopefully you take someone away from this. Enjoy the day. We'll be in touch. Thanks so much.
Bye.